Now I feel like we are a bad version of...
This is bad when we sing a musical theme song.
Well, but it's the bad
Dun,
version
dun,
of...
dun, dun.
What was that show called where they all did acapella?
Oh, Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah, but we're a bad version of that.
With this in the morning.
We're the judges for that. I feel like, what's her name?
Elizabeth thinks that's funny.
Male.
That's funny. That is funny.
What was his name? He wasn't John. That's right, Ron.
Live from Venture Studios, it's JP, Kathy, and the crew.
Well, and welcome back. It is Friday. Or as Kathy, I think, was it you who said Friday?
No. Oh, did I?
Yeah,
I don't know.
you were
Was
the
it me?
Friday.
I saw it somewhere. I don't think I made it up.
No, you didn't make it up, but you said it.
I saw it somewhere. Friday.
Yeah, and then I became as wet noodleish as trying to boil squash noodles. That just doesn't work out.
Squash noodles are good.
Yeah, but you boil them, they get squishy.
Yeah, but noodles are supposed to be squishy. That would be
No,
a
not
good.
that kind of
That's a
squishy.
good kind of question.
That's mushy squishy.
Okay, well, what kind of squishy are you talking about?
Firma squishy.
Well, okay, so squishy mushy, same.
Squishy mushy.
So, okay, so that would beg to ask the question.
Did you hear that?
Oh, that's my NCAA picks reminder.
Oh, that's you. I'm thinking.
Which I know we're getting ready to talk about. That
My glass is vibrating over here. I'm like, oh.
Okay, that's science.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because it's over here just on vibrate on my table.
But I'm touching your table.
Okay, so like, do you like your pasta al dente, or do you like it
al who?
Al dente, or do you like it really, really
I like
cooked?
it al dente.
Okay, see, I like mine a little chewier.
I like those green things that you can brush your teeth with. That kind of, dente.
What?
Yeah, like the dogs eat for their teeth.
Well, now that's way firm for a noodle.
Heck yeah.
What is the crew like? This is $1 million question of the day.
Like, we're not here anymore.
Do you prefer they're like, as you notice, nobody's watching.
Yeah.
So, do you like your pasta more on the firm side or more on the almost where like it's starting to kind of disintegrate to me side? So you can tell which side I like. But it's funny because and do you throw your pasta against the wall? To see if it's ready?
That is so...
Is that really a thing? Does it work?
Yeah, what?
Okay, Sherry, I was like, yes, ma'am.
Whatever.
Well, and my daughter growing up always did that. And she's like, oh, no, this is a thing, Mom. This is what all the chefs do.
That's a learned thing.
Yeah, so is it something that one of the chefs on TV did?
Oh, God, yes.
And so then it became a thing, and that's how people know if it's ready?
I think Italians do.
Because I take a couple of pieces out, let them cool down, and then taste the texture, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Italians started that.
Well, there you go. Well, God love them.
Yeah.
Well, it works.
So I'm gonna like.
Good morning to the crew.
Have you liked our show yet?
I would. Yeah, I think so.
So you've gone on. You've hit. I like our show.
Oh no, I was liking somebody else's post.
Yeah,
before. I haven't even gone on.
Like us.
I know.
Like us.
I know.
Nathan says he throws his pasta against the cabinet.
Oh, okay. There you go. Good times.
Is that the bathroom
Good
cabinet
morning,
or the
Nathan.
kitchen cabinet?
Hey, our dear friends, Leilani and Mike Rumfeld. It is Leilani's dad's birthday today, Paul. So happy 74th birthday and birthday blessings to you, Paul. And we hope you and your family have a beautiful day and you're blessed with a great year.
Now, we've got a big birthday today, don't you? Or it was
yesterday.
Yesterday. But we were on the air.
Leon.
That's right. It was Leon's
From
birthday.
Venture X.
Well, Mr. Venture X.
Mr. Venture
He's
X.
Mr. Venture
Yes,
X.
he won that beauty contest. And yeah, so happy belated birthday to Leon.
Happy belated birthday.
That was funny. He and Lisa posted, she's like, when your husband can't decide on his birthday which dessert to get, and he had like 4 little different ones. I'm like, oh, if you get the small desserts, there's no calories involved in those.
Yeah, those are calorie free, right?
I mean, like 2 or 3 bites, that's not a
Nathan
real dessert.
Says Michelle Butler has to have it al dente.
Yeah, see, that's me too.
See, me
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
I can't do soggy noodles.
Hashtag me too. No, I'm going to get in trouble.
Really? Do you feel macro
I
aggressed?
meant me too for the noodles.
Well, as long as you're not transgendering right now, we're okay.
I'm in trouble.
You did hear about that, right? New legislation coming out? And it's going to establish that women's athletics are women's athletics, men's athletics are men's athletics.
As it should be.
Well, yeah, but Democrats are saying, how could you do that?
But
These poor transgendered females.
But here's the thing. You
You're being
you
prejudiced.
fight so long to have women be able to, do different things, be equals, be this, that, and the other. And then with women's sports, what was that, Title IX? Is that what I'm
think so.
thinking?
I believe you're right.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on
Coach
that.
Quigley, if you're on there, help us out.
Please help us out if that's not the right number. But it was one of those things that I'm looking,
Morning,
and
Lisa.
I've watched more and more, and we're talking high level women's sports, and watched men who have transgendered still have a very masculine male build, and then they're winning the scholarships and they're dominating in the sport. And I'm like, well, wait a second.
But they're saying that it is extremely prejudicial against transgendered females. And I'm like, female sports. The male exo and endoskeleton doesn't change.
It's just
You're just cutting your junk
We had several years ago on our radio show. We had a very very nice a woman on the show who had transgender, who was in the military. Well, but here's the thing, the physique, the male physique.
It's still the male physique.
It just, there are things. Okay, let's say, God forbid, the ceiling's caved in right now, and a beam fell on our beautiful Chambrielle, Bree the intern.
Why me?
Who would go?
Yeah, why'd you
No.
pick her?
Well, I'm just saying, out of the two of you, who do you think she would want lifting that off of her?
You.
Well, thank you. She thinks I have stronger upper body strength than I do. Well, you would be the one in a situation like that would go in, because males are just built different.
That's true.
I guess now, okay, let's put in the mama bear philosophy with that. And there's people who have been able to lift, moms who can lift a bus off of their kid, and kind of a thing. So that may happen with me, because I feel very protective of Chambrielle. So I might have that superhuman strength.
Somebody
But
save me.
typically, you know what I'm talking about. So, but typically, it is what it is. Dudes are stronger. You know what? Dudes also can't birth babies. So I think it just
true.
at the end of the day, it all works out good. You know?
When you
works out well,
when
you know?
transgender, you still can't birth a baby.
No, and everybody's like, well, but you could, this.
There's no uterus.
I was gonna say, at some point, you either have the plumbing or you don't. It just. How do we get? We were going to talk sports first.
We are.
And so we've talked
This
pasta.
is sports. No, this is sports.
It is. Oh, it is because of how you prefaced it. Thank you very
Catherine
much.
Ann, the House bill.
Drink
that's
more
come out.
coffee.
Yeah, boy, no kidding.
Scoot this over. For some reason, I'm like, we've talked
Coach
pasta.
Quigley, was it Title IX?
What are we talking
Help us out. Help us out if it was Title IX. I think it is. Good morning, Ann Guzman. Morning, Kevin. Let's see. I think Gail must be on. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Marvin. Let's see. Nathan says chromosomes are real. They are real. I agree.
They are.
Morning, Fred.
Chromosomes have feelings too. Hashtag
Wow, now
chromosomes.
there you go.
I'm in
Hashtag
trouble
that.
for
Chromosomes have feelings too.
Yeah.
So
in
I
trouble
have a
for
question. How did you find that out? Did you find that out on a molecular level, or were you just walking around talking to chromosomes?
No, I'm just being silly.
Oh, you're just being silly.
I'm just being silly.
You're never silly.
Well, because everybody said, this is news flash. Kathy gets silly on a Friday on JP, Kathy and the
She's
crew.
never silly.
And everybody's like, how much coffee has she had? Not very much.
Wow.
All right, let's talk about the bracket.
Yes, which I'm filling mine out.
No, I'm talking about the one for the table over there. They're having brackets on
Are we
sale.
doing woodwork
No, I'm
class?
kidding.
Are we
No,
doing a
that-
Home Depot
We'll
class?
leave that to Chuck. Chuck's the DIY Catholic
Yes,
dude
he
guy.
is. He is.
Yeah, what is this show
He's a
again?
Catholic handyman.
The Catholic handyman.
Charles Gura.
I think I like better the Catholic dude man.
I don't know.
That's kind of fun. I bet there's a song and all that.
Dude looks like a handyman.
Handyman. Hey, I got a question. You're going to do some lotion on those hands, right?
Do you want some?
Are you going to put it on for me?
I can throw it over to you. And this is, oh gosh, I love Bed
Is that
Bath
the
and
good
Beyond.
stuff?
This is that aromatherapy. It's the spearmint and eucalyptus.
Oh, yeah, let me try it because I need to wake up.
It's good stuff.
So check this out.
That's
right?
good stuff.
So last night,
Bed Bath, not Bed Bath and Beyond, Bath and Body Works.
Right.
Wish they were a sponsor. We all love
with
them.
just products and just candles.
Yeah, I'll take it out in candles.
Me too.
There's no.
So-
I sent you pictures. I'm like, guess where I am? It's
Yeah,
the mecca
yeah.
of smell good
Yeah,
candles.
I'm like, you're in trouble. So
I was like, see you in 5 hours.
yeah, see you in 5 hours. Now throw it. You got to throw it. We got to do
Oh,
this.
I got hooked on my.
Don't get hooked. That's not. You got to throw. No.
Oh, that was pretty
You
good.
almost did a fair in my coffee kind of throw.
which would not have been
You were
intended.
supposed to throw it at my face, and then I could catch it.
Oh, I might have taken out an eyeglass
So I need to be
lens.
careful then.
I might.
Oh, look, Tiffany's
Doesn't it
joining us.
smell
All right,
good?
Nathan says.
Good morning.
Yeah, Title IX.
Okay, what's Title IX? Okay.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Ah, look at that. That smells so
Oh.
good. I got to put it on my arms, too. Is this a thing? When you put it on your arms, is that a thing?
You can. Why
Is that a
not?
thing? I'm just
I put lotion all over it.
Do
Lotion's
you put it
good.
on your tongue? Is that a thing?
No.
Ew,
But the
yuck,
funny
that
thing
tastes
is,
nasty.
my dog
That did not taste like spearmint.
Kira loves to lick my hands
You want some
and
too?
my feet. You want some?
I'll offer Kathy.
We know you're a
lotion
Bath
to
and
you.
Body Works girl. Oh well, she's in the Bath and Body Works club. I know
Yeah.
that.
Nathan, you want some of this? You sure?
He's like,
You don't have to
he's
sit
like,
there quietly.
yeah.
You want some of this?
He's like,
I'll throw it
the
at
new,
you.
The new podcast
You want
manager.
some?
He's like, okay, wait a second.
Look at that. She
Oh,
said,
no,
why
that
couldn't
was
you do that?
good.
Why couldn't you do that?
I told you that my parents, when I was playing sports, they're like, except for soccer, I was pretty good at soccer, but they were like, oh, good
See,
thing.
that smell good? That
Good thing
smells good.
she's in dance and piano.
Let's see. So he says Title IX was women's equality are real.
Oh, and Shannon was waiting for an email.
Same representations
Chambriel.
in
Okay.
schools. In the 90s,
email.
a lot of colleges have dropped men's programs to match women's due to the absence of football. There you go. All right. Well, now we're going to create a whole Title 4000 for transgendered females. Yeah. So very
Goodness gracious me, oh my. I can't, where was I? Was that, were they talking about that on the news yesterday?
interesting. This morning and yesterday.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Democrats
Gotcha.
say it's no taco bueno. I don't get that, but okay. I asked Michelle if I could join their volleyball team if I transgendered. Good morning, Jim.
God bless you.
Well, I'm
You
wondering
would not-
how fast
you
I
would
could,
not.
like-
I'm sorry. You're a very nice looking man. You
Why,
would
thank
not.
you.
You would not do well.
You're pretty hot
Oh,
yourself.
why? Thank you,
You're
sir.
welcome.
Hey, there you go.
got a
Cheers.
little sexy
How
going.
you doing?
How you doing?
But honey, I put lipstick on you during our veterans telethon,
Yes, you did.
and I said, you need to stick with the male gender.
Well,
female would not be your look.
could you see
Some
me-
dudes are just a dude, and they just
Yeah.
there's no way on God's green earth they would work as a
Could
female.
you see me in those little shorts that they wear, those volleyball shorts?
Oh, yeah.
And then all the hair leg I'd have. And then I'd
Yeah,
wear
I don't care how many hormones they give you. There's no way you get rid of John Payton hair.
No, I mean,
I mean, Jay
can you imagine the
has
shirt?
hair. He gets waxed out of the inside of his
Oh, heck
nose,
yeah, yeah.
the inside of his ears. I mean, there's hair growing
Everywhere.
places you don't even want to know.
You
about.
don't want to know about it. I mean, I could put the shirt on and have a tuft of hair sticking out.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So I asked Michelle if I could join the volleyball team. She said it would be an age issue. I told her, okay, if you say so. All right. Before we get into basketball bracketology, let's talk a little baseball. Not that I think it's necessarily a surprise, but to me it's a little bit of a surprise. Arkansas is ranked number 1 right now in the NCAA Division I baseball rankings. They are 12-1. And I don't know that anybody's going to take them out. They have a great schedule coming up with for what they've got. Pitching staff is deep, which is not normal for college baseball. Vanderbilt's number 2, no big shock there. They're 12-2. Mississippi State, they showed their might over at Globe Life Park, spanking Texas pretty darn good over there. They are 13-3. Ole Miss is 13-3. They're number 4. Florida is number 5 at 13-4, and then Miami. You know, and I think this is more about reputation than anything else. I just think it is. Miami is 8-4, and they are ranked number 6, and they've moved up in the rankings from number 8. No, I don't think so.
Why not?
I think it's all based on name and reputation because Miami normally has a really strong baseball program, right? I don't know. I don't agree with that. Texas Tech is number 7. They are 13-3. And again, I go to this. How on earth does an 8-4 Miami team who's not been tested, 4 games shy of Texas Tech, who's been tested, they are 13-3, and they go from 9-7. Why don't they go from 9-6? Why is Miami ranked ahead of Texas Tech? I think the Red Raiders need to load up,
intelligent.
and we need to drive out to the Hurricanes and do a little shooting out there.
Is it guns up for
Guns
Texas
up.
Tech?
That's right.
You go.
Louisville's number
Texas Tech.
8. They're 11-4. They were ranked 10th, and they're now ranked number 8. East Carolina sneaks in at 13-2, and I think East Carolina's taking it on the chin a little bit because of schedule. Do look for some success with East Carolina. I do expect to see them in the College World Series. And then Texas finishes out the top 10. They are 11-5. They were ranked 19th previously, and they've jumped all the way up to number 10. So one of note that also is doing, but I think schedule hurts them. Tennessee, they're
Okay.
14-3. I think schedule.
But you think the
hurts them.
schedule's tough?
And I think their schedule is weak, so I think it hurts them. Now TCU's a
Meaning
surprise.
weak, meaning what?
They're not playing anybody with a lot of strength.
Oh, so then it's going to be one. Remember, we talked about this a couple of years ago when it started being like, okay, well, yeah, you won the game. Yeah, but you only won by 3 points.
Right.
Or you only won by one home run or whatever. We're like, a win is a win is a win.
Yeah.
But then it was like, well, yeah, but you didn't win by enough. Remember when that whole controversy was going around?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how I long for the days when that was the only thing we griped about.
Right. UC Santa Barbara is 9-5. They have snuck into the top 25. They're number 21. Again, just of note. And then here's one that's interesting. We can give Miami at 8-4, and I'm going to complain about Miami again. A top 10 ranking.
Right.
Michigan is 7-1, and they weren't ranked before. Now they're ranked 22. Why aren't they ranked number 6 in the country?
No.
That's exactly the answer. The answer is, because it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, whatever. So, Coach, that was for you, buddy. I hope that you got that out. Yeah, Nathan says the ECU Pirates are, I agree with you. I think East Carolina is for real. I think their schedule is going to keep
I thought
them
he
a
meant
little
like
bit
they were
odd.
really pirates. Aye, matey.
Aye, matey, you're
No, I know.
hilarious.
Hi, Dad. He's on. My dad's on. He says, hi, Kathy and JP. Hey, you know who else has a birthday today? Big old member of the crew.
A big old member.
Old Ben Franklin himself, our friend Mr. Chip Howell.
Mr. Big
so,
Ben.
We love you,
Hey,
Chip.
is he ever going to bring Ben on the air? What's he going to do with
Yeah,
it?
at some point. I know. I think he's still on his honeymoon with the lovely Cassie, who we love.
So there you go.
Hi, Cassie.
Nathan
Hi,
Wynn
Chip.
says,
Happy
just
birthday.
create a transgender class. I agree.
Okay.
Nathan, here's the other thing about this whole transgender thing, right? There's some new legislation coming out creating a barrier for parents to stop their children from transgendering.
Wait, say that again. There's a
piece of legislation
Right.
trying to come out that bars their parents from preventing their children from transgendering.
Okay, and that's where, there's even a court case not too far from here where you've got one parent who wants to start transitioning their child in elementary school. The other parent says absolutely not. The parents are divorced. So who gets the ultimate say? My concern is, okay, you're over 18. You're out on your own. Your parents aren't paying your bills. God love you. You do it. You know what? To each their own. That's
Right.
that. Not here to judge. But when you take a 4-year-old and start feeding them hormones to make them more male or more female,
Right.
my concern down the road is cancer. I know my mom, who, thank the good Lord, is a breast cancer survivor. When she went back through her records, it looked like her type of breast cancer was hormone fed from some pills that she had taken, at a certain point in her life, or, some like estrogen or one of those. I can't remember which one it is, but I think it was estrogen fed. So whatever she was taking, they believe led to her having a more breast cancer and a more aggressive case of breast cancer. And so I'm sitting here thinking, you're feeding these babies hormones, and even if you're feeding them to a teenager who, the older I get, is still a baby. Those are years where your body is already flooded with tons of hormones, and then you're going to introduce a hormone that either shuts down that natural process or eggs it on. I got a problem with that.
Well, you're jacking with hormones that are still developing.
We sit there and we talk about, marijuana use and, and that's, we're talking with a gentleman who might have a show that's kind of all things related to marijuana that might actually come onto the network. So real excited about the possibility of that.
Yes.
So anyways, but
Talking Maui Wowie.
But yeah, but when we look at marijuana use and we talk about this on the mental health moment, the developing brain.
Right.
Well, if you're sitting there and you're in 7th, 8th, 9th grade, 10th grade, and you're just smoke 'em up Johnny Cheech and Chong style. For you young kids, look that up. And she feels like,
Cheech and
what?
Chong style.
But it's one of those things that it does alter and change your brain. Your brain, if you're a female, is still developing into your young 20s. A male, they have found recently, your brain is still developing and forming into your mid 20s. So if we're talking about not introducing, especially states where like marijuana is legal, well, you still have to be over 21 to get it legally, at least.
Right.
So,
well, and Justin Nichols and I, who's our attorney,
yep.
And we
Hi,
have
Justin.
had a ton of conversation
Yep.
about that because he's done a lot of transgender representation in the district court down in San
Yep.
Antonio.
Yep.
And he does not believe that anybody under the age of 18
Yeah.
should be able to decide. He says,
And this
"You're
is
not
somebody who
ready."
advocates for
Well, yeah, I
that
mean,
population.
absolutely.
And he's a very, very, very strong proponent of waiting until until you're at least old enough to serve in the military and buy cigarettes.
Well, his
you know,
thing is you're just not ready yet to decide that kind of decision.
Okay, let's talk about this. And through and I know, and let me know when Miss Texas 2015 is on. I think she'll be on in about 6
and we've got
minutes
to
or
get
so.
to our bracket.
Yes, but this is a real important discussion to have, and we might need to continue on this. But something you've talked about over the years is you can't enter into a contract if you're under 18.
Correct.
So, for example, like if you're on social media and you jack something up or you buy something online, hey, you can't, because you've heard, the kids who go and they'll spend $3,000 online and then it's like, oh, they're 13. You can't enter into contracts. There are certain things you cannot do. My kid can't be absent from school without me acknowledging that, yes, my child was actually homesick today, not sick enough for the doctor, but sick enough to stay home, or whatever the case may be. There's
Right.
all of these things. And let's talk, okay, cigarettes. You can't buy cigarettes and put them in your body until you're 18. Vaping, all that stuff. So then if we're going to say that kids have the right, I'm a seventh grader and I've got the right to start putting hormones into my body and modifying my physicality, then okay, then open it up. Then why don't we have 12-year-olds who are tall enough driving? Why do toddlers have to be in a toddler seat? Maybe I don't want to be in a toddler seat.
Right.
Can they just walk down to the local 7-Eleven and buy a pack of smokes? At some point, everybody can't have everything. At some point, there's got to be some kind of law and order. There's got to be parents' rights. Now, if a parent's abusive, there are things in place like CPS. There are things in place that prevent that from happening. But by golly, at some point, where do you draw the line and say, let parents be parents? And then once you're 18 and you're on your own and it's your own gig, rock and roll.
Then it's your own gig.
Yeah.
Chambrielle, will you do me a favor? Bring the link I sent you up for the CBS Sports bracket for March Madness. We want you to join us. You have till 11 o'clock this morning to become a part of our tournament. It is...
And send us your email right now and put it on our feed, and Michelle can send you the link if you're having trouble getting to it. So, and thank you, Michelle. We love you for all your help with this.
Did you ask her if she could do that, or did you just assume?
No. She's done that for me for several people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
she's like, hey, if there's a problem, because I was trying to invite people with my link, but then it's like, well, hey, Kathy, you're already signed in. You're already picking teams or whatever,
Right.
So she
Michelle says, my 6th grader and 10th grader have the right to get good grades and stay out of trouble. There you
Bingo.
go. Nathan says
Ding,
your
ding,
frontal
ding, ding,
lobe
ding. We have
isn't
a
even
winter.
finished developing and at 18 years of age. It is not. You're correct.
Yep.
25 is the new age.
And I
Fred
have friends who are 50 and their frontal lobe still hasn't developed.
Yeah. And Fred says, John, where's your Texas hat? It's at home.
Yeah.
I grabbed my Cubbies hat. Yeah,
I haven't seen that in a while. No, I mean, it's a nice look. But it's not as worn as the UT
This
one.
is the link you sent me.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, there it is. JP, Kathy, and the crew.
Woohoo!
And so that's where you go. That's what it'll look like. You'll either sign up or log in.
Yeah.
If you have a CBS Sports account, then you'll log in. If you don't, you'll sign up, and then you'll log in. And so there you go. Brackets lock in 3 hours, 17 minutes, and 28 seconds. And so,
Dun, 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 dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun. Now let's talk about what really went on in the tournament because it's already begun.
Yes.
Texas Southern says, good morning, y'all. Guess
Howdy.
what? Howdy. We're heading to the tournament. That's right. For the first time in 2 years, they are heading to the tournament. They beat Mount St. Mary's. They were down 10 points at halftime, overcame that to make a huge run based on the shoelaces of John Walker III, a Fort Bend Marshall High School star, and Jordan Gilliam, who had 12 to help Texas Southern erase that 10-point halftime deficit as they go on to the tournament. They will face Michigan. They are a 10-game straight winner right now.
Okay.
But they're about to face Michigan.
And you think that's...
Well, Michigan's 20-4.
Yeah, I was going to say they're...
Yeah, they're pretty big.
They're a formidable opponent.
Well said. UCLA beats Michigan State 86-80. Drake beats Wichita State 53-52. And Appalachian State finds themselves out of the tournament as Norfolk State wins that game 54-53. So the brackets have been set. Gameplay is set to start today.
Yes, as a matter of fact, the Bold and the Beautiful won't be on. Update.
The Bold.
They did find out that yes, Vinny.
Is the mannequin pregnant?
Well, Steffi is. Vinny, the drug dealer who somehow got a job doing DNA tests at a hospital lab. He did falsify the DNA test, so the baby is, just like I said, no duh, really is Finn's. Finn has proposed to Steffi. They're all happy. Life is all good there. But on the other side, we're Hope, and Liam's the one who thought Hope was kissing Thomas, but Thomas was really kissing Mannequin because he had a brain aneurysm or a brain something. He had one aneurysm. I can't remember. Somebody help me remember what that was because everybody follows it so closely. But anyway, so they had a big kind of cliffhanger yesterday because there is no B&B or Y&R today because of March Madness.
I like how you use. There's no B&B at Y&R.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bold and Beautiful, Young and the Restless.
Woo! All right. So back to reality. Oh, yes,
I'm sorry.
I did.
Okay,
Is that a fit?
shut it down.
Is that a fit?
Rewind and take that back.
Are you having a fit?
Take that back.
I think I just saw you have a fit with your double hands.
Take it back.
I can't take it back. All right, let's talk
What do you mean?
bracketology.
I've got a girlfriend, one of my best girlfriends. We watch these shows, she and I, and so we'll be like, okay, are you caught up? And because we pre-record them and watch them later, so like you can watch a 30-minute show in 17 minutes. And so every so often her husband will be in the background going, y'all know these aren't real people. Y'all know these aren't real people. Y'all don't know them. They're not real people. And we're like, shut up. Don't.
Hey, he's right. He's not wrong. Did we
sorry.
lose
There you go.
internet? My restream went down.
No,
Do you still have internet?
I do.
Are we still live?
Yes.
Is that your thing that automatically updated?
No, it's the Wi-Fi. The Wi because
No. But I was wondering if that was your computer, that maybe there's a ghost in the machine.
No, it's every once in a while we will get kicked off the internet here in Ventura. It says no
I'm not
internet.
getting kicked off. It's because you said Bold and the Beautiful isn't real.
Well, it's not real.
Just saying.
I'm reconnected now,
Just
smarty
saying.
pants. All right, back to bracketology. Let's talk a little bracketology for a second. So, Kathy, who do you have winning the whole thing?
I don't yet. I'm finishing. Remember, I'm finishing today, so you'll be able to say your stuff. I can tell mine on Monday because I have. We were joking around, and like Susan Schuler, she was like, "I'm picking uniform colors." I think Joni was picking mascots. So we were all kind of like all the girls were all messaging each other, having some
Being
fun
kind
with
of girly
it,
fun.
just having a good time with it. Should I be transgressed by that?
You
Is
might
microaggressed
microaggressed,
or macroaggressed by that?
Microaggressed, you misogynist
I
man.
don't know. Yeah, there you go. Oh, just girl fun. What does that mean?
Oh yeah,
Just
misogynist
kidding.
man.
We were having girl fun. We're like LOL. And then if they both have the same color, then Susan's like, then I go for the mascot.
See, I'm telling you, you're giving Grogu like bad chills.
No, Grogu's just fine.
No, he's like, I can't believe she's
Let's see
talking.
what he says.
See,
Oh, sorry, Grogu.
Yeah, see,
okay,
I
then
told
we'll
you.
let JP talk his brackets
Yeah,
since
see,
mine aren't finished yet.
See, I told you he said that. No, I've taken Gonzaga. So this is my championship game. Kind of not very original, I guess.
Yeah.
Number 1 Gonzaga versus number 1 Baylor University. I'm putting Baylor in the finals.
Woo!
Yes, I am. Tell Michael.
Oh, if he's online, It's gonna be a
Michael.
happy sick of
My
Bears.
my final
Sick of
4
Bears.
is Gonzaga facing off against Michigan, and
Oh, okay.
Baylor. You ready for this? I love this, and I hope this does become a game.
Yeah,
Baylor versus Houston.
that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, that's number 1 versus
That would
number
be
2.
phenomenal.
So,
Okay.
but I took Baylor over Houston, which I think
Okay.
that game could go either way.
Well, and why did you take Baylor at just edge because of their momentum this
yeah,
season?
well, I just think that Baylor has a little more program.
Okay.
I know that Coach Quigley's probably just shaking his head, but
Yeah.
I do.
Let the
I think-
debate begin.
I think Baylor's got a little more program. This
Okay.
year is all.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
they got a little more program.
Okay.
Is that you again?
Oh shoot! It's you know what? It's my NCAA picks
Yeah.
alarm.
Well, no, we're talking
because when you're
about
over 50, you have to set alarms to remind yourself to do stuff.
So I do have Illinois getting through Georgia Tech and Tennessee to face off against Houston and lose to Houston. I do have Texas going all the way and facing off against Michigan in the final 8 there. And so I do have Texas facing off against Michigan. I have Georgetown going further than they probably are going to go.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. I have them losing to Florida State.
My dad said that his wife, my stepmom Liz, she picks by the cutest coach.
Yeah, see, there you go. But I do have Texas beating Alabama to get into the game against Michigan. West Virginia and Houston. Now, that should be a good game if we get there. That'll be a quarterfinal game. But I picked Houston over West
Okay.
Virginia. So, and then back up to the top. And again, what you don't see in my brackets is the ACC or Big East. You just don't see it.
Oh, interesting.
You don't. So
Why is that?
I just don't think they
was
have.
that your gut? You just said
No
just
game.
not
They have
going with
no
them.
game.
You just don't see any. Okay.
I don't. In fact, I think well, that's not true. But in my quarterfinal games at the top, I've got Gonzaga and Creighton, and I've got Kansas and Iowa. And I have Kansas beating Iowa and taking on Gonzaga. Then across the ocean there, the closest I get to an East team, I've got Baylor beating Wisconsin, Baylor beating Villanova. So I have Villanova coming out of their bracket
Okay.
and beating Purdue, because I'm going to say that Purdue is going to beat North Texas. And then when you go there, that's about it. There's no more East. I've got Texas Tech taking on Arkansas, losing to Arkansas. And then Florida taking on Ohio State beating Florida, and then Arkansas beating Ohio State. So, again, you hear no Big East, no ACC in there.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And then in my further brackets, you got Illinois, Tennessee, West Virginia, Houston, Michigan, Florida State, Texas, and Alabama. You hear no Dukes, North Carolina. Of course, Duke's not in the tournament, but no North Carolina. You're not hearing Georgetown in there, although Georgetown made the tournament, which was way cool anyway. So, but yeah, that's kind of how my bracket looks. And I think Michelle, remind me, but I do believe that you can go on and see everybody's bracket once.
Oh,
you
can we
log
see
in.
once we're
I
logged
think
in and everything?
so.
Okay.
I'm asking Michelle to confirm that, but I do believe that is the case. So that is my bracket. There you go. Joni says she's got Gonzaga and Baylor also.
Oh, interesting.
Fred says he's got Baylor over Gonzaga, 62-59.
Oh, wow. So that could and you know if it does end up being a Baylor Gonzaga, that would be a great game.
Yeah.
I mean that would be a competitive, fun game to watch. Yeah, Sick 'em Bears.
Sick 'em
And we do need to like either come up here because usually isn't the final the championship game like on a Monday night or something.
Yeah.
So we'll just see. We'll talk to Leon and Michael up here and see if we can do like a Monday night get together, even if we order pizzas and we'll have
Right,
some
I was
beer and
thinking I could order
wine.
pizza.
And we've got big screen TVs all over the place up here. This is a great place, by the way, if you're looking for office space. Venture X Frisco, phenomenal. We love it up here. JP Chambriel and I all spend considerable time up here in the office. Yeah, so we could have everybody come up and have a little basketball fun.
Sounds like a win.
Especially if it's Baylor.
Now,
that'd be a blast.
When do we have Miss Texas coming on?
She's ready.
Oh, she's ready. Excellent,
We've been
excellent.
sitting here
And
talking bracketology.
we are so sorry, Miss Texas. This is Miss Texas.
Well,
There she
2015.
is.
Hey, good
Hello,
morning.
Shannon. Good morning.
Hello, how is everyone? I was enjoying hearing about your bracket.
Oh, why,
We're
thank
a
you,
mess.
Shannon.
We're a mess.
We're out of control like we've always been.
That's okay. I love it. I love it.
So, 2015, you were our Miss Texas, right?
That's right. That's right. It's been a few years.
It has. Looking at the pageant now with COVID,
how
I mean, do you look
crazy
back
has
and
this
go, man, thank God I wasn't during this time?
I'm glad
or-
I was Miss Texas in
I-
2015.
You know, I do. I can't believe how times have changed since I was Miss Texas. So it is a totally different world since I was traveling around the state. And our Miss Texas now, Chandler, has really adapted well, but it
Yes.
was a totally different time when I was doing it. So yes, I am thankful though
Yeah.
that I got to really have an open year when I was doing things.
You know, it's interesting, Shannon, because I've asked a lot of teacher friends of mine, right? Because I see Miss
Yes.
Texas a lot like teachers or service members to children, right?
Oh my goodness! Well,
to
Texas
the
cares
youth
for
and so-
kids.
right,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
So-
you're talking about complete service to the next
Yeah.
generation.
And I mean, I've asked a lot of friends, dude, how does it feel to be a teacher? They're like, how does it feel to want to retire? They said, man, teaching is
God
hard
bless
during
educators
COVID.
right
and so,
now.
yeah, Chandler, God bless her. Woo.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Shannon, it's been 6 years. What have you been able to do with Miss Texas and what you learned from Miss Texas to culminate into what you're doing today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll answer that kind of in two different ways. First off, it's a huge blessing that I still get to do a ton with Miss Texas in a few different ways. I love getting to go back to the pageant and getting to MC. That was one of my favorite things that I got to do at Miss Texas was MC and host different events. And so they've been so gracious to have me back, a former or forever, as they like to call us. They can't get rid of us, but they like to have me back and host the pageant, which is a really big joy that I love getting to be able to do each summer. So I love getting to serve that way and host the pageant. I've also been able to help with some fundraising efforts, which is a big privilege and joy that I love getting to give back to the organization that gave me so much. People don't know, but one of the biggest assets that you gain when you become Miss Texas is scholarship dollars. So I actually paid for 2 master's degrees at Dallas Baptist University
Wow.
by becoming Miss Texas. Yes.
How incredible.
So-
I think, Shannon, I think people forget, and you look at somebody yourself and 2015 Miss Texas and you're gorgeous. You could compete today.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
Well, I mean, you look phenomenal, but it's really at the end of the day, it's not about that outward appearance. I mean, I think the outward appearance is made beautiful by a beautiful inside, but you just hear so many things about it's really about an opportunity to be well educated.
Absolutely. And you can look across the board, in Texas, what every Miss Texas has gone on to do, and it's really incredible with their education and beyond. So I was, able to get 2 master's degrees at Dallas Baptist. I actually worked there in development. It was a huge privilege and opportunity. And now I actually launched my own digital marketing company.
Yeah, tell us about this. This is exciting.
Yes. Very exciting. So I left my job thinking things would be very normal last February. And 2 weeks
my.
after, we went into lockdown.
Yes.
So all of those job opportunities that I had closed the door,
my gosh,
obviously.
yeah.
And so it just became obvious that I was going to need to adapt and overcome, which is what they teach us in Miss Texas. And so I did and ended up starting my own company. It's called Blondly. It's actually named after my grandmother, who was the first entrepreneur in our family of a long line of entrepreneurs who worked in a hardware store in a very small town and had a blonde beehive. So it's named after her.
Oh, I love that so
Thank
much.
You can
Somebody,
check out the full-
somebody bring the beehive back.
Yes, you can check out the full story and the picture of her. We launched our
Love
website
it.
this week on Wednesday, blondly.co. That's
Oh, and as a matter of fact, we'll
blondly.co.
put that on the screen. We'll put that on the screen.
Yes, please do. So we have some phenomenal clients already. We've been in business almost a year. So April, it'll be a year. And I've been so blessed by the relationships that I made, some during Miss Texas and the positions that I've held since then. But it's been a tremendous opportunity and a lot of challenges, but a lot of lessons learned being a small business owner, especially during COVID times, but also teaching small business owners how to adapt to needing to go full digital in a world where we can't be face to face. So those are all lessons that I really learned when I was Miss Texas. And I've really benefited from everything that I had to learn, thinking on the fly, I tell the story all the time of when I went into a middle school prepared to give one talk to some middle schoolers, and the principal welcomed me and said, "We are so glad that you are here to give a talk about drug education," which was definitely not my talk.
You're like,
And I said,
okay.
"Me too. I am so excited about it." And I had about 3 minutes to make up a talk, and I did, because that's what you do when you're in Texas.
Yes, I love it.
Those are the kinds of lessons that have, helped me to be a small business owner, because you do those kind of things every day.
Well, and we hope you're successful, and we'll put your information out on our social media feeds. Being able to adapt, I think that's been such a big lesson for all of us during COVID. And, again, so many people, you hear so many stories like your own. Hey, I was getting ready to start a business. I was getting ready to do this. I was getting ready to move. I was getting ready to, my wedding was in 2 weeks. And everybody just had things changed, drastically. And so I think, if anything, this teaches us to always be prepared for whatever that next challenge is, and rise above it. And I know that's really, a motto that y'all have in Miss Texas and with Texas Cares for Kids. Challenge yourself to not have the status quo, challenge yourself to be better. I love Chandler's story about being bullied, about like her teeth and things of that nature. And then she goes out to kids now, and she, helps them say, hey, you know what? This is what happened to me when I was a kid, and look where I am.
Yes, it's so true. I love that each Miss Texas really has something that they can take into schools and can really teach kids about. You're right, Chandler's is unique, and I love that hers is so visible in her teeth. She took what kids made fun of her for, and it is something so unique and beautiful about her.
It's a trademark now, yeah.
Yes, it's a trademark. It's something that's so unique and so beautiful. And I love that we can go into schools and really teach children, each of us, every single year, a unique lesson. My mom has actually become a traveling companion. So those are the women who go with Miss Texas and just help her along the way.
Cool.
By her. Yes, and so she actually went with Chandler to a school that I was at almost 6 years ago, and they remembered her. They said, "Oh my gosh, you're the mom of the Miss Texas," and they remembered the lesson that I had taught them.
Wow.
So it really does. That kid was in kindergarten, and now, they're a fifth grader. And so they remember those lessons that we teach them, especially when it's somebody who is an outsider who comes in and is something different that really shakes things up. And speaking of Miss Texas Cares for Children, there is a way that people can help. And of course, we always love for people to help and to donate. And it's a really good one this time. If you go to the Miss Texas website, people can actually enter to win a car. And your odds are really good. If they go to the Miss Texas website, it's right at the top. You can essentially enter to win an online raffle ticket, and you could win a brand new Honda car. So,
I love it. So everybody from the crew, go and sign up to win a free car. I mean, come on.
Exactly. So Miss Texas has gotten really creative with fundraising. I'm so proud of the organization. I love helping. Marketing is what my business is, and so I love trying to help any way I can with them. So I help with some fundraising there, and this is a really good opportunity for people who doesn't want to be entered to win a free car.
Exactly.
So it's right at the top of, misstexas.org, so you can go and win a free car there too. So
I love it. Well, John, are you signing up for that free car?
I already did.
Oh, there you go. Good times. Good times.
Go sign up.
Let's do that. Support the kids in Texas, and you help Miss Texas go to even more schools when you do that. So Miss Texas goes to, Title IX schools, and those are schools that would never be able to afford having Miss Texas come to them. So that's what it helps support. And obviously, from that little story about my mom and kids remembering those lessons, it's very, very important and really helps with character education.
Fantastic. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Shannon. Miss Texas 2015, a forever Miss Texas. We appreciate so much you being on today and just, letting us know about what you're doing and feel free to hop on our feed and make sure we've got all the good information for you in there. If people want to get in touch with you or follow you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, I would love that. We're doing lots of fun stuff. you can definitely go to our website. So that's blondly.co. And you can also follow us on Instagram. So you can just look up Blondly. So we would love to see you there and follow along, see all of the fun stuff that we're doing there.
Excellent. Just great,
Excellente.
Yes, fantastic. Well, we're super
Fantastical.
excited that you came on today, and
We are.
it's so great to catch up with these forever Miss Texases that are just still making their mark in the world, and we just wish you all the best,
thank
and God
so
bless you.
much. Absolutely, and thank you so much. You guys do awesome stuff on your show, and we love being a part of it.
We love
thank
y'all.
you.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Bye.
That's great stuff.
It is.
You love to hear that, and it is really cool when you hear a story like, oh, I remember that when that Miss Texas came to my school, those when you donate to Texas Cares for Kids, this money is going, like she said, to these schools that can't, and not that it's very expensive to have a Miss Texas come out and speak. I mean, it's, I think it's less than a couple $100. Susan Schuler, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are some schools where a couple $100, well, that money's going to buy more lunches for kids or school supplies or things of that nature. But Miss Texas Cares for Kids doesn't want to turn down any school, empowerment, speech opportunities kind of a thing. So so go on, donate some money to Texas Cares for Kids, and hey, go on right now and try to win a car.
That's way cool.
I need to sign up.
Where are you?
I'm doing that right after I do my brackets.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, bracketology is way important.
Bracketology brilliance. Isn't that what we called it a few years ago?
Yeah, I think so. So Marvin says he's already filled his bracket out and he's waiting on the prize.
Oh, so he's winning.
He's winning, he says. Today at 11 o'clock, Judd. So it is. And just ask Michelle to send you over the link, and you can sign on and play with us and having a good time. So, get over there, join us, be a part of JP, Kathy, and the crew's bracketology or bracket brilliance. A lot going on in the news, and we really haven't gotten to talk a lot about it. We had a great guest in Doug Hamlin from the NRA, the executive director
That
of
was great. I've had more people say, hey, can we have a regular NRA spot when they move here to Texas? And so, yes, we would absolutely love to have something set up like that. Great information. Several friends of mine sent me messages about the NRA publication segment. They were like, I had no idea all of this information is out there. So it's one of those things, if you're a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, as we are here on JP, Kathy, and the crew, be educated. So when you go out and speak about guns, you can speak intelligently and you can hear these stories of where a gun protected a family, a gun saved, a woman from being raped, a gun saved a child from having their throat slit. And sometimes it's not that you even have to shoot that gun, but it's that you have it in your home. And even the click, there are stories about how, all I did was cock my gun and boom,
There it went.
the predator was gone.
Yep.
So, so we really, and James Seller, we love you. So thank you so much for setting that up for us.
Yeah, talking about predators, new Cuomo information coming out from original accuser.
Might I say, ba-dum-bum. Now
Right.
that, ladies and gentlemen, is a transition.
Now, okay, I accept.
Take the compliment.
I accept. So, but now it's come out that there was a press conference where Cuomo had brought his dog out, and Boyan was standing there, and the dog kept jumping up onto Boyan. And Cuomo, after the press conference, looks at her and says, if I were a dog, I would try to mount you as well.
What?
Yeah, the what?
No offense to dogs.
And no offense to dogs.
We love dogs.
But he said,
We
I'd
love
try
our
to
pets
mount her
here.
if I were a dog as well.
Wow.
To Lindsey Boylan. How do you like that? Now, how on earth do you escape resignation at this point? And then new information's come out about the rest homes
Whoa.
and nursing homes.
And not to make, we're not putting the sexual harassment, any of that second. But I'm glad the nursing home thing, I'm glad the whistleblower information has come forward and is out there. That's elder abuse.
Well, it's elder murder.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's the ultimate elder abuse. And if we as a society just kind of go, oh well, it was COVID. No, we can't. We can't. We talk about how in our world, we've taken God out of everything. Well, when you take God out of stuff, you take humanity out of stuff. And so that nursing home thing, to me, that should be a criminal offense with jail time, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you're the former judge.
He should be in prison. The man should go to prison.
I mean, if all of this is true, and this is and it is what it is, this should be in court, and justice should absolutely be served for those elderly folks who were trusting, and the people, the kids, the families who put them in these nursing homes. You're trusting. You are literally. It's like when you send your kid to school. You are entrusting those educators with your most precious thing the most precious thing in your life. Same when you send a parent or family member to live in a nursing home. You are entrusting those people, and especially somebody at the top of the food chain, with your most precious thing, your family member.
Right.
God, help me out with this one.
I don't know how
it's
Cuomo
anybody
has
on his side at
continued
this
to
point.
survive. No, Cuomo's a buffoon. He's a moron. He's a kiss my hairy butt guy.
And yeah, you need to think like a whole new level of award for that
kiss
for
my
him.
hairy butt
Yeah.
level? Yeah.
I mean that's like
That could be something.
But I'm sitting here
No, I
thinking
know.
there's and again I don't know New York law, but I just read over all the different charges and I'm like, this has to have its day in court, right?
Well, you would think so.
And if it doesn't, then this is one of the most gross,
Well, you know what Boyan has said, that the Attorney General has just absolutely bastardized everything that's come forward. She's called the government out and saying, your whole investigation is going to be a sham.
Wow.
And I have no intention at this point now of wanting to come and testify because of what you guys are dressing this thing up to be. She's like, it's ridiculous. And so she's continuing to let stuff come out. So we'll have to watch and see, but I don't know how Cuomo survives this. I think it's time for him to go. He should be in prison by the end of the year. Let's give him a jury trial, but no jury's going to find him not guilty.
And you're going to have to go. I don't know where you go for a jury at this point. When you look at your jury
we have
pool.
sent something up, I think, to Mars.
Oh yeah,
Maybe we can bring some jurors back.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, because this is one of those things. I even, and you and I mean, even though we're conservatives, we're Republicans, but we do have friends who don't think the same way as us politically. We've got friends who are more liberal and Democrats, and I've got friends who have always been big supporters of his who are like, you know what? Wow, this is so bad on so many levels. Oh gosh, at some point, just please let justice be served for these elderly victims and for these women.
And this is what Dr. Good says. She said that my cousin was held hostage by New Jersey's COVID response. She was forced to stay in an assisted living for 3 months, whether she wanted to be there or not. And this is what Cuomo did. See, I mean,
so
it's the
then,
same stuff.
okay, and Dr. Good, so is that not the description of prison?
Yeah, I mean, no, because it was for COVID.
You know what? Free person's still free.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you. So, Judd, are you wanting? Can you post for me, Chambrielle, that link I sent you? Copy and paste it and put it in our feed, and that way Judd can click on that and go right there to it. So, anyways, Cuomo, it's time for you to go down with the no-mo. See you, buddy. Kiss My Hairy Butt Award goes to you for this
And he's
week.
thinking of a new award to give you.
Yeah, I got to come up with a new award because Kathy's challenging me to meet the criteria.
Oh, yes. So by
stupid.
Monday, this is just, and it's every day. And I know you get the same, media alert things that I do, but I have to send it to you because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to.
You do. You send it to me.
I've got to send this to JP, even though he just got the same 10 things, because it's just like and I just keep saying, wow, period.
Yeah.
Wow, period.
So
wow,
how about another wow period?
What is that?
I got another wow period for you.
What is that?
How about heading down to the border?
Oh,
Now,
you're
I've
getting
got
me
a
started.
personal. Well, I got a personal story to share with you first.
Ooh.
This is interesting. I almost wish I would have stopped and had like media credentials on me and all kinds of stuff. So we're driving,
Yeah.
all right, to Phoenix
Right.
from Dallas.
Right, 'cause you're moving your dad.
Right. So we're out in the El Paso area. It's nightfall. It's like probably 8 o'clock.
Right.
And I'm seeing these 5 Border Patrol cars and vehicles, and I'm seeing them run off into the desert, right?
Okay.
Like running off.
Right.
Lights, UTVs, I mean.
And let me set this up further. You being in El Paso, because that's one of your stopping points, and that's
Right.
a overnight stay a lot of times, especially when you're traveling with your dad. So you're, restaurant owners down there. You're friendly with the folks in the hotel you stay at.
Oh, yeah,
it's
very
not
much
like
so.
this is your first
They know me by
experience.
name.
Yeah, it's not your
Yeah.
first rodeo in El Paso over the last couple of years.
Right.
Last 3 years, you've been back and forth.
84,000 miles
Yeah,
worth.
yeah, exactly.
So-
So let's just say that for you to notice something in El Paso, it's noteworthy because you're there a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have been. And again, when I walk in, the hotel staff all know me by
Yeah.
name. John, how are you? Where's your
It's like
dad? Where's
you're
Cleo?
Like, you're like Norm from
Right.
Cheers. JP.
Yeah, seriously.
Where everybody knows his
your
name. Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're driving, and I've seen Border Patrol along the border because they're at I-10. There's even a spot where you can come up and the border presses right against I-10. In fact, your cell phone service enters international cell phone service. And so, and your phone tells you
Right.
that. So, what's interesting, though, is I've got 5 cars, and then we've got, you see Border Patrol taking off into the desert,
Right.
right? And this is on the El Paso side. So, about a half a mile or mile down the road, and I wish I could have stopped, there is 2 trucks, 4 Hispanic gentlemen, and a 5th Hispanic gentleman standing on the edge of the highway with a full set of LED lights on his phone flashing across the highway.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, this is real. I mean, I'm just driving and I witnessed this. And I told my dad, I said, they're either
Look what's
flashing for
going
the drug
on.
cartel to come on across. They've got Border Patrol locked up down the road. Or they're smuggling people in.
Oh, for sex trafficking or just
Whatever.
smuggling
Human
folks over,
trafficking,
whatever.
right.
Whatever.
But
Yeah.
he is standing on the edge of the highway. I mean, this is, you talk about
You can't-
ballsy.
yeah.
I mean,
I was going to say, that's just so, I mean, you could have been an undercover FBI agent.
yeah.
You could have been ICE.
But they had a system. They had tied up 5 Border Patrol cars a mile down the road, and then here are these guys standing in the dark, 2 dark trucks, and the
That's
5th guy is
that's
standing
scary.
there flashing his flashy light. I mean, tell me that's not something.
That's scary.
And that's just driving down the highway like at 8 o'clock at night. That's how much of a border crisis we have. Here's what I find interesting. Why isn't AOC down at the border checking on what Biden's got going on? They're
Why
saying
isn't
that
AOC
kids-
at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center in Dallas, where we have teenagers separated from their parents?
3,000 kids bust to
So
Dallas.
where's everybody screaming and griping and up in arms right now?
Yeah, when Donald Trump was president, we're down at the border with tears and cameras, but yet we've got kids sleeping on the ground. Biden won't even allow news media to go in and see the facilities, see what's going on. I mean, President Trump did.
Oh, he was an open book. He is what literally will go down as one of the most transparent presidents we had, which is what you want and what you deserve in government, by the way. When you say something like, oh, I don't need to know about it because, just I trust that they're taking care of it and just whatever. No, it's like your bank telling you, I'm sorry, you can't see your account. Oh, did you make 3 transactions and you want to see your new balance? Sorry. So why would we accept less from the government,
Right.
who, guess what, is for we the people?
So Dr. Good asked, did you call it in when you saw it? Interesting thing. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I did try to call 911.
Okay.
Somebody was jamming our signal. I couldn't get a phone call out, and I had full bars.
Okay, now that's scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Electronic disruptors are easy to come by.
Oh, yeah.
They're not hard to come by.
Oh, yeah, but that's
Signal disruptors, yeah.
that's scary.
Yeah, oh yeah. So, interestingly crazy stuff going on down at the border. There is a border crisis, whether the Biden administration wanted to admit to it yesterday or not, which they did finally.
Oh, well, he's even getting hammered by, I think folks are going, wait a second, I wasn't and you know, we were supporters of President Trump. We voted for President Trump.
Right.
You know, and hey, and if there are people who they just didn't like his personality, so they didn't vote for him. I think you're seeing so early in Biden's presidency some things like this that you're like, wait a second. Hey, there's the birthday boy. We gave you a
There he
birthday.
is. Look
Come
at him.
here, wave to the crew.
Look at him.
We gave you a big old birthday shout out.
Man, we did.
We said that
That's
those
how we
little
started it off.
desserts last night. Those
How
little
was
desserts
dessert?
last night didn't no calories. So there were no calories.
Well, you go to
See, yeah, we say there's no calories when they're that big.
Yeah. Lisa's like taking all these pictures, you know, and she's going like, it made it look like I ate every one of them. There was more than just me at the table, you know?
Sure. Yeah, Lisa, let's tell that story on Monday. Well, happy birthday.
I'm going to help her lie. You may not have to stay there if you ask for forgiveness.
But hey, guess
I
what?
need to look up what Johnny Cash said about that.
Yeah.
Going to hell and all. I
Yeah,
think he had something to say about that.
Oh.
Crew, man.
We're glad you did.
The crew are saying they're rocking and rolling and whatnot.
Yeah, did you hear what's going on?
Which thing?
Which part?
There's actually Venture X in Frisco, and you can get an office here.
We talked about
We
that
said,
earlier.
come get office space.
We talked about that earlier. Come on out and we'll give you a tour.
Yeah.
We'll give you
Yeah.
a tour. We're actually going to probably do a March Madness watching party here for the championship game, probably up here, if you're cool with that. We kind of already announced it.
Well, and now you just put him on the spot in front of everybody.
No pressure.
I think that's on my pick all the way.
That's JP has Gonzaga and Baylor.
Baylor,
And,
yeah.
Gonzaga all the
Here,
way,
bend down
yeah.
here. Which camera does he need to wave into?
Yeah. All the way. All the way.
Wait,
guys.
can we move it a little bit and bend down a little bit?
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Well, we got the judge. He's picking right. I mean,
Well, we're going to find out.
yeah.
I got Baylor and
This is
Gonzaga.
where we have a
all the
good
way, all the way to the
time.
final.
Gonzaga all the way.
All the way.
Did you pick Baylor or Gonzaga?
I picked Baylor.
How much you want to bet?
Ooh.
Steaks?
Listen, steaks.
All right, shake.
Ribeye steak.
Ribeye steak. All the way. All right.
Marble, good stuff.
Okay, good steak.
There you go.
Right.
All right. We'll see.
I'll take your credit card here.
I bet you will.
Thanks, Leon.
I bet you will. So there you go. The gauntlet has been dropped. I'm sick of them Bears.
Oh.
And if I lose, okay, Baylor, it's a steak. You better get your stuff together. That's all I can say. But that was Leon there. Wish him a happy birthday. And
Yeah,
all the great
Leon's
stuff he does here
great.
at
This is
Venture
such a
X.
great, so great. You know, it was so great because I went into your office that you have up here the other day, and I got to see Stacy Weaver, our good friend.
Yes.
And I thought you were like, oh, you could say, come see Stacy, and I expected Zoom, and I'm like, she's here in real life.
Yeah, she was not Memorex.
Yeah, she was real. She was in
She
real
was
life.
real. So what else was going on at the border, right? Because the border, this is a big deal for us here in Texas.
It
Joe
is,
Biden
it
refuses
is.
to head out there.
And somebody help me with that.
Right. And Donald Trump built a 98,000 square foot facility that they said would never get filled. Guess what? As of this morning at 4 o'clock, it has reached full capacity.
You are kidding me, John.
Nope, 98,000. There are 4,500 kids at the border right now. And
And where is the outrage with the media about this?
Where's
Like you-
AOC?
where's
Where's I'm such a progressive. I love everybody. I'm down at the border. Donald Trump is horrible. Okay, where's your boy Biden on this one, Jumping Joe? Yeah, where you at, AOC? I mean, give me a break, dude. She's a chia pet. Someone needs to just put a little fertilizer on her head.
No, we like chia. I like chia pets.
Why do you always jump that way? I'm calling her a chia pet, for God's sake.
I know, like chia pets are a bad thing.
No, they're not. But she's a chia pet. Chia
No,
pets are good things.
yeah.
Why do you do that
then,
all the time?
Well, then don't compare her to something good.
Can
What's
you
something
imagine
bad?
we shave her head and we give her a little green fertilizer on her head and then we water her? Come on, and then watch barley grow out of her head? She's a chia pet. Get a life. Not you, AOC.
I don't give her that much credit.
Well, nonetheless, here's the biggest concern at the border, right? Aside from all the aspersions I'm casting, we've got children that are bringing COVID-19 rampantly into the United States. There is now a COVID-19 emergency down at the border. Over 10% of the camp's population has now tested positive for COVID-19. There's one child that has been hospitalized as a result of it as well. And so Red Cross volunteers are trying to staff it. A lot of the people on site don't speak Spanish. It's overwhelming. The numbers that are coming from Central America, the numbers that are coming from South America. There's not enough clothes to give to teenagers. Kids are wearing the same pants and shirts for several days
And see, that's
on
just,
end.
again, where is the outrage?
No
That's,
case managers.
That's unacceptable. That's that, and Trump, President Trump, everybody just dogpiled on him, and made warped everything into this horrible. He's a bad man, and I'm like, so in Dallas, Texas, we've got 3,000 children, no parents there. So why is that not unacceptable?
Yeah, one of the commentaries that has come out is bringing in teenagers while still setting up basic services was kind of like building a plane as it's taking off. And amen to that. I mean, it's so true. When you do get to see some of the pictures, because they can't hide them all, right? Because they're having to pose people under bridges in the Hidalgo County area, right?
Yeah.
And so you got people. This is what Biden has given them: a white blanket to lay on the concrete, right? So why are we not still staging in Mexico? Even the Mexican president is calling our president the immigration president, and that's not a compliment.
No,
by the way,
no.
So Biden has caused a emergency in Mexico.
Yeah.
An emergency in the United States, and he's not addressing it, and nobody's talking about it except for conservatives. Why aren't Democrats talking about this as well? You were so worried about it when President Trump was president, or were you really, or was it just a way for you to take a shot at President Trump because you didn't like what he was saying? And that's what it really comes down to.
Or I think a lot of it with President Trump, because history will show the phenomenal things that President Trump did do, unless the majority of them are undone. Like for example, I think one of the big car plants is moving out of Texas into Mexico, since Joe Biden put the executive order through to take away all of the good things that were going on, as far as keeping companies American companies in America. They're like, you know what, we're back in Mexico, headquarters moving there. So now we're starting to lose, big, huge chunks of jobs, which again take away from our economy. You've got illegal immigrants coming over, taking jobs away from Americans who are here legally, who during COVID desperately need that financial assistance. I just don't understand how Biden is getting a hall pass, and then President Trump, I think it was just people, if you didn't like his personality, they just dogpiled on him.
Yeah, but how about the entire band of idiots during immigration getting a hall pass? I mean, come on, give me a break. These progressive lefts, this goes back to the argument I've made the entire time. There's no such thing as the progressive left. What they really are is the progressive power grab, money grab group that wants to grab the power and run the entire situation and keep everybody else down. Why is it AOC's out there running around in minivans in New York when she's requiring her staff to buy subway cards, the subway to save the environment?
Oh, what about her in the parades, and she'll bow out halfway through it and go get a Lincoln Town car picking her up. And I'm like, and again, you know what? Okay, good for you. Rock and roll, do your own gig, but then don't be judgmental. It's that hypocrisy that literally is nails on a chalkboard. I don't have to agree with everybody. You don't have to agree with everybody. Heck, you and I could disagree on the same topic.
Right.
Okay, that's great. We're in America. That's awesome. Nobody's going to take us out and stone us in the middle of the street for that. That's called the First Amendment, freedom of speech. It's great.
Yeah.
But don't be a hypocrite.
Yeah. So here's something interesting. Maria Cuellar, 38, of San Pedro Sula, Honduras, was expelled this week along with her 10-year-old boy. Cuellar said she had heard the U.S. was again admitting migrants with the changing administration. She said her house was ravaged by Hurricane Eta in November, and she was not making ends meet as the pandemic slowed the economy. So the U.S. is where she's headed. And there you go.
Yep.
I mean, it's the craziest thing.
And remember, we are in favor 110% of legal immigration.
Absolutely.
You come from a family of immigrants from Portugal.
Right, correct.
I do from Czechoslovakia. God bless immigration. Legal immigration.
Legal immigration. But again, there was a bipartisan group that came together down at the border of U.S. congressmen and women and John Cornyn, and they're telling him, Democrats, Republicans alike, there is a problem. This is a crisis. We need your help.
Right.
And there's nothing coming. John Cornyn has now
That's
come out and said
scary.
that there is no plan coming out of the administration. So, again,
Anybody who lives in a border state should be absolutely terrified.
and if you don't believe this is punishment for Texas going for Donald Trump, then you are sadly mistaken. You know, Joe Biden wakes up and says, we're going to be bipartisan, we're going to reach across the aisle. In fact, everything he has done has been
he said that when
not
he was
reach across
he said
the
that
aisle.
when he was campaigning, and then where's that campaign promise?
Well, but he's not,
It's
though. And
it was, again, he's from the old school way of doing politics. Say whatever you have to say to get elected, and then when you get elected, do your own thing. We the people,
yeah.
yeah.
So, welcome to the Biden era. Although he did say that Kamala was his president. Did you catch that?
Okay, wait,
Yeah, in
what?
another speech. Oh, yeah, he says, yeah, President Harris.
Joe, read the teleprompter, honey.
President Harris.
Yeah.
Not Vice
Oh,
President.
was that a Freudian slip?
President Harris.
Okay.
Yeah, just to let you know.
Then there's that.
Keeping you on the know. It's all I can do.
And there's that.
Keeping you on the know. All right. So, what else is going on in the news? Because, again, we've gotten so busy with some great guests. Didn't really get to
Which we love,
which we love.
and we've got a great week. The next couple of weeks, big lineups for guests. So keep tuning in.
Keep tuning in. But yeah, Biden calls his second in command President Harris. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
You know, something else that is truly concerning is, and it's funny that we are concerned about it necessarily.
Right.
Prince Charles and Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
I
and,
thought we were going to make it without talking.
No.
No, you know what?
I mean, it's still in the news. Prince Charles
Oh,
is
it
now,
is.
He's now come out and said what an enormous letdown by Meghan
Good for
Markle
him.
and Prince
Good
Harry's
for him.
racism claims.
Good for him.
You know, and again, it's casting aspersions. It's like, and I don't think that Meghan and Harry were prepared for the response. I think that for some reason Harry thinks that they see him as Princess Diana, and they don't. They see his brother as Princess Diana.
Princess Diana was the only Princess Diana.
That's right.
I think, and here's the thing, you know, I go back to what I said when she originally started squawking about being married to a prince. Honey, you knew he was a prince, and you knew the lifestyle you were getting into. Right. I look at Harry and I'm like, is he trapped? You know, now they're getting ready to have another baby, and he looked. I watched as much of the interview as I could watch, as I could stomach, and she was the only one on for a long time, and I thought she came across as aloof and insincere. I don't know. She was trying to make herself to be this victim, but then she's trying to. Well, you know, there's talk out there where people in Hollywood, they're like, "Oh, Meghan Markle for president." Really?
That's funny.
I'm like, okay, I get it.
I
You
don't
know,
know
you
who's
can
calling
take
for
whatever
that.
you want to take out of that interview, but Meghan Markle for president, OMG. So, anyways.
I can't imagine Meghan Markle for president of the ASPCA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you know, I looked at Harry, and again, I didn't watch the whole thing, so maybe I missed something. He didn't look comfortable in his own skin. I almost got a feeling like he's trapped. Like now he's gone down this rabbit hole, and he's got to stick with it. And so I'm glad Prince Charles has come out and said he's disappointed. You know, and you're right. Let's get back to Princess Diana. And if you haven't watched The Crown is I love that show on Netflix. They should be a sponsor. We talk about binge watching their shows all the time.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, so Princess Diana stands alone. There's just something about her. She was loved, adored. My goodness, she was just a servant of and to the people and for the people. And so I think you look at it, if you're part of the royal family, that's not an easy gig. It's just
Leo goes, he's trapped with that crazy cow.
Yeah. Well,
And she is a cow now, by the way, because she's had a baby.
what does that mean?
Well, she's not a heifer anymore.
What is that? What?
That's a real thing. Judd, where are you? Back me up on this. Heifers haven't had children yet.
Okay.
Cows have had babies.
Oh, you know we're gonna get our chops busted. Like, oh, he was calling Meghan Markle big. She's cute girl, has great figure.
She's a big old cow.
No, but she's not big. She's pregnant. She looks great.
No.
I will say she looks good.
I'm not talking about fat. I'm saying she's just a big old cow.
Okay, well, so anyways,
I agree with Cleo.
so you look at the royal family, and that's not an easy gig. You know, you even had, what was it, Prince George that, his brother, David, the one who married I always forget her name. She has a very unique name. The lady who was divorced, who had pugs from America. Anyways, and he abdicated the throne, and then that's how eventually it switched to where Queen Elizabeth's father, Prince George, was handed the crown to Queen Elizabeth when he passed. So it's not an easy gig. To me, it seems like a very lonely, hard life to navigate. I look at Prince William and Princess Kate, and I think they are navigating it very well. And I look at Harry, and I feel like because he married Meghan, and she all of a sudden decided, I don't want to be a princess. Oh, okay. And I get it. You know, she said she had suicidal thoughts, not making light of any mental health needs, any kind of anything. But I feel like if you marry into that, and she said, well, I never even knew anything about the royal family. Yeah, but she had to have figured something out or watched at least a documentary when she got started.
I flew you to London, where we were at my pad at Kensington Palace, and I don't know anything about the royals. That's a royal kiss in the butt, let me just tell you. Bottom line is that I don't think that they understood the popularity of the Queen and the monarchy. The British people love their queen.
Yes.
They love the monarchy.
That's their gift.
84% came out against Meghan and Harry.
So they did. And so is this over there? I have not heard that statistic
they've come out
yet.
Against them. It's horrible.
Whereas over here in America, everybody was singing Meghan's praises.
Oh, not me. Just Oprah and the far left progressive.
Yeah, so
because Meghan's been known to tell a few fibbers or two, and so there you go. All right. Enough with politics. It's time to get weird and funky.
Oh, and Fred, it's interesting how the monarchy has shifted, because you are correct, Fred, that, back in the day, certain things you couldn't do, well, now they're acceptable. So, I think the monarchy is very slow to change, but they have come around to where Prince Harry was able to marry a divorced woman who was does not have any royalty in her background, kind of a thing. So, interesting point, Fred.
So here we go. Crazy, wacky news. How about this? And I always love going across the pond, because
you start across the pond.
I do. It's crazy fun stuff. Mom in hysterics after noticing X-rated design on Sainsbury's baby pajamas. Go ahead and take that down a little bit further. This is kind of fun. And there we go. Look at that. These are his pajamas. I think that's supposed to be like a lion.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's not a lion.
Oh, my.
How much fun is that? How would you like to buy some lion pajamas, open them up, put them on your baby, and there it is.
And
it's sticking right at you.
Yeah, and there's
it's staring at you.
Wow.
So that's kind of fun, isn't it? Isn't that kind of cute?
Not kind of cute. No.
You don't think that's kind of cute?
I would be like, oh my gosh.
You don't think that's kind of cute?
No.
So
no, because that's big. Nope. Shut it down.
What would you do if you had brought CJ home from the hospital, bought him some pajamas, opened those up, put it on, and realized, oh my God,
no, I would have taken one picture and been like,
chest.
Wait a second. What?
Yeah.
No, that would have been one of those, nope, donate it, or don't even donate it. It's one of those donate the bottoms that go with it.
Donate the bottom.
Just come on.
She doesn't show us the bottoms. I'm afraid of what the bottoms look like. All right.
Yeah, does it have that pattern all over it, which is a lot of times.
I sent you another link, Chambrielle, if you'll go to the next one. Again, I love the mirror. The mirror has all kinds of fun stuff going on. They do some crazy stuff over in London. I'm just letting you know. How about this one? So you head over to the groomers, right? How many times have you taken your dog to the groomers?
Well, Kira, she's a little over a year old. She's been 3 times.
How would you like to get your dog back and go, I don't think this is my dog?
Oh, I would lose my flipping mind.
Yeah, look at this. Does that look like her same dog?
Let me see. I'm gonna look at the camera here over here.
Yeah, go ahead and play that.
That's hard. That's hard to say.
She's like, this isn't my dog.
Well, but that's hard to say because when you give a dog a full shave down like that, and I've had dogs and one cat who we used to have to shave in the summer.
I think my groomer gave me the wrong dog.
It was kind of loud.
Oh, that's. See, I don't know because I know.
I'm just telling you.
I know when we used to get Lucy shaved, she looked a lot different. Now I was big on with my bigger dogs. I would have with my cat who we used to get groomed. We would have Pet Love, which was a great organization. They come by, and so your dog's in a van in front of your home, being groomed. And Drexler looked totally different. Now Drexler, we would do like a little teddy bear lion, I think, cut or something. And so he would still have all his fur around his face, and then little puff, and then a little puff on his tail.
Did you just say puff?
Like like little bitty puffs, like around his feet and stuff.
Isn't that like
just they're so
marijuana
cute.
reference? Puff?
No, oh yeah, you know me. Woo!
Puff the Magic Dragon.
What? Oh yeah, no, that is
What's
a great
that, Gabrielle?
song.
I don't know why y'all keep wanting to talk about marijuana.
I don't know. Sometimes we start down these trails, Chambrielle, on a
Sent you another
Friday,
one.
and we're a mess. But I mean, you would think you would know by the way your dog behaves too. I mean, each dog has such personality. I mean, So, did she ever figure out?
No, she just accepted it as her dog, but she's like, I don't think it's my dog.
I wonder if she was just kind of being funny, like tongue in cheek or cheeky.
How many
I
of
don't
you
know.
go home with your pizza leftovers, right? And you're like, how do I get this in my refrigerator? You got to move everything around. The box is huge. Check this out.
Or you take it out and put it into a smaller container. Okay, yeah. We do a lot of pizza leftovers, so.
Check this out, though. A new way to fold your pizza box.
What?
To where you can get it in the refrigerator, and they found out they could do it with any box. Will that play, Chambrielle, or no?
Oh, I've got to see this.
Yeah, you fold
I'm a
the
big
box.
leftover person.
See, the box starts off like that. Did we lose the video on it?
How are they?
Oh, there it is.
Pizza boxes are hard to
I've gone
fold.
my whole life without knowing about this.
For those of you who don't know, every pizza box can do this. First, rip the top off. Then take these off.
The
These are
sides.
the
Take
sides.
both off. Pull it
Look at
down
that.
like this. Tuck it in, and it's completely.
Oh, shut
Look
it
at
down.
that.
I
Did
am.
you- what
Bam.
Look at that. See there?
And there's that.
Say
I'm all
you
over
haven't
that.
learned something on JP, Kathy, and the crew.
I'm
go.
all over that.
How to preserve your refrigerator and reduce your pizza
all
box.
over that.
How cool is that?
That's great. I'm all over that.
Tell me that's not the way of going with the pizza box in the future.
Tell me that's not awesome sauce.
That's right. That's awesome sauce, as Kathy would say. And of course, keeping in line with some really cool, like, oh my goshes. How many of you have ever had something and you're like, oh, it's just a piece of junk, and that piece of junk turns out to be something way, way cool? Well, that happened to somebody during the Antique Roadshow. And I'm going to send this link over to you, Chambrielle, and ask you to pull this up. This is something else. And don't we all wish we can go digging into our garage now and see what we can find that might equal that kind of value? But it's about paintings, and I've sent that over to you now. And I'm going to pull it up here on my own computer. So the Antique Roadshow.
I love that show.
The guest. Oh, me too. I mean, it's just way cool.
Have you ever? There was one episode. Oh my gosh! And it ended up being on like some kind of TV bloopers thing, and the guys like the person who's wanting to see how valuable the thing is standing next to the gentleman who's appraising it, and the gentleman who's appraising it said, "This is a spectacular specimen. Blah blah blah. It's one of a kind," and broke it, and it like just kind of disintegrated in his hands. And Michael and I are like, oh.
Well, that didn't happen here. Chambrielle, if you could play this, how to pick up the painting. Somebody told her, oh, it's out of fashion, so I'll give you $3 for it, $1.15 for it.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't think that turkey knew this painting was worth almost double?
Oh my God.
Almost worth $8,000 to $12,000.
Wow, and wow.
Yeah. How about that?
Holy Toledo.
Start digging in the old paintings. Look on for some dates and some artists, and maybe you too can be an Antique Roadshow billionaire. Not true, but make a lot of money off some of your old junk.
Wow.
She paid 30 shillings for it. Yeah,
Woo.
isn't that crazy?
That's a good return on
That's
investment.
a good return. Well, Kathy, I see that it is 8:58. I know that Chambriel
dang
is
nabbit.
reaching for the music. Don't forget to get in and get your bracketology done
Yes,
with JP,
yes, we've
Kathy,
got
and the crew.
a couple hours left, so bust a
11
move on that.
o'clock.
You can also do autofill. I had a couple of people message me and say, hey, I want to play, I want to be part of it, but I really don't want to go through filling them out. Autofill, there's that option
There
on
you
there. And
go.
again, thank you so much, Michelle, for helping us
And
get
putting
this
it all
all set
together.
up and everything.
And being
Yeah,
on
it's good
point like
stuff.
that.
This pink cloud, right after our show today, all about sobriety. They've got some special announcements, and we'll be getting some national coverage here for Venture X Frisco and This Pink Cloud and JPK Broadcasting next week. So real exciting news. Stay tuned for that. But good stuff. Good stuff.
Absolutely. Lots of cool stuff
Oh,
coming.
Kilroy's Conversation tomorrow morning.
That's right, 8 o'clock.
Great show.
Always
if you
a
want to
good show.
support our veterans, great veterans show. Great information about how to support our military and our veterans in particular. But then also, those guys are just fun. I always learn something and
Yep.
laugh every Saturday.
Absolutely. All right. So there you go. Have a very, very good weekend. It's supposed to be
Mwah.
beautiful this weekend.
Yes.
In the mid to high 60s. I think 68 on
It's
Sunday.
chilly this morning, like
63 on
40
Saturday.
something this
Yeah,
morning.
47.
It's chilly. There you
47.
go.
So everybody
We
have
love
a
y'all.
blessed day. Sign
God
up.
bless you.
Sign up. Sign up. Sign up. Sign up at cbssportsonline.com.
March
Join the
Madness.
JP, Kathy, and the crew March Madness Bracketology. Everybody have a blessed weekend. We will see you on Monday.